Hi, folks. This is Rick Doc Walker, the DOC.
This is John Kime, and you're listening to the Mess Hall with Rally Captain and Tailgate Ted.
What's going on, Rally? I don't know about you, man, but I'm looking out my window, and I am damn sick and tired of the snow.
Well, the snow is here, and I'm not going to say I'm tired of it because this is the area that we live in. And so it is technically still winter time. So you got to embrace all four seasons, man. So don't be a party pooper. Embrace this. And the sooner that you embrace it, the sooner it will go.
All I know is I was looking up recipes for groundhog, right? Let's go find Punxsutawney Phil, and we can throw them on the grill, chop them up, right? Make little groundhog burgers or something, if that's going to help us get out of this.
Wow.
Because, man, it took me forever to get back to my pickleball courts. And then I was at the beach this weekend and then got out there. And I guess people that live there just don't want to get out if it's below 40 degrees or maybe right around 40. And I was thinking, man, this week to be nice. And then all of a sudden I'm listening to B. Mitch and Finley, and JP's talking about it snowing. Like, what?
Yeah.
I must have just missed the forecast. And yeah, it's coming down right now. Those wondering, it's Monday afternoon. And it's definitely, it's not sticking at all, at least not where I am in DC, but it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's not sticking down here either. I will say that, like anything else, you get too much of something and it becomes a problem. And so I am on that curve, if you will, to where it's starting to become too much. But I'll deal with it if it means that I can see tomorrow. So you know what I mean? It's just one of the things to where, hey, you're looking at it on the selfish aspect. You couldn't play pickleball. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. Brother, I'm just happy to be amongst the living. Do you understand what I'm saying, Ted?
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Some people who did not make it, man, and who would love to be in our position to have some snow right now. So that's how I look at it.
It's definitely being on the bright side of looking at things, man. It's just, from my standpoint, it doesn't make you want to move, but I am looking forward to some warmer weather. We got teased last week, right? This past Saturday was amazing. And then next thing you know, it's 20 degrees out right now. And just, I don't know. Winter, this time of year, there's no football, right? We got nothing to cheer on sports-wise. I mean, a lot of people are going crazy about NASCAR because Michael Jordan's team has won the first 3 races. I think that's the first time that's ever happened. I'm not a NASCAR guy. No offense to anybody that likes NASCAR. I've just never gotten into it. So there's just no sports right now that I actually care about watching. So I'm just kind of bummed out waiting for, I guess, maybe the Defenders season to kick back off again or something. I don't know. What do you do sports-wise this time of year?
MotoGP. I love my motorcycles. I never got into racing. I got close to it until I found out how much it cost. And so I just decided to, in my younger days, burn it up on the street, not the track. Yeah, I know it's not right, and I'm not advocating it, but that's just how it is. All right, that's just how it is. We would be on the Beltway doing our thing back in the day. So I think all kids growing up did that in some shape, form, or fashion. Whether you had a car, whether it was at V Street back in the day, it was V Street that people used to race on. So I heard the stories on V Street, people bringing drag cars on V Street, but nevertheless, motorcycle racing. And I believe it or not, this is when I also start to, ramp up the SB event stuff, because just in a next month, we will be getting some news on dates and things of importance. So a lot of little things behind the scenes are going into effect right now. So I got stuff to keep me busy.
Yeah, I think it's saying, when I'm asking, the schedule itself should be right around May 13th, 14th, the full schedule. They'll start announcing different leaks right around draft day. So April 23rd, 25th. But one thing that they did announce was we're going to London. Right. And curious, out of all the locations that we could have possibly played, Look, forget that so and so team had rights here and this team had rights there, and Jon
Hmm.
Allen pissed off the Germans, so we couldn't go play there. Like, where did Rally Captain want to go? What was your preferred location?
I wanted to go to Munich.
Okay.
I wanted to go to Munich, Germany. I really did want to go there because uh, things are they're kind of Americanized over there. I'm not gonna say that a lot of people want to go to Brazil, and I heard that, but I don't want to go someplace where I gotta look over my shoulder. I just
Yeah, we
as
talked
much as
about that before.
yeah, as much as the allure of Brazil and Rio, that type of thing, I would like it, but just I want to be able to walk freely,
Yeah.
if you will. So that's kind of a no-brainer for me. Australia wouldn't have been bad either, but once okay, so you said where would I have wanted to go? So actually, Ted, for Australia.
Yeah.
I take that back. Australia is because Australia you can still walk around and kind of be free Americanized, if you will. So Australia first, Munich second. What about you?
So I'm with you. I didn't really want to do Brazil, right? I just heard horror stories from Eagles fans and Packers fans that went out
Hmm.
there and just other people. And I created that WhatsApp community of all the fans that were going out to London. And there's a bunch of people that were chiming in like, no, no, Brazil's fine. I go there all the time, this and that. But everyone has their own experience.
Hmm.
Like you, I was thinking Germany, Munich for Oktoberfest would have been awesome, right? To me, to be able to go there and hang out. I wanted to go to Paris. Right? I wanted to be able to play in Paris, to be the first team that plays out there. I think would have been kind of fun. I went there in 16 after we played the game in London against the Bengals, which was a blast. The food was amazing. Didn't speak a lick of French, but with all the different translating tools, I
French
mean,
fries.
no, with all the different translating tools that you got out there, right? I feel like it's not that hard to communicate nowadays, whether it's Google Translate or I had my AirPods when we were in Spain that did live translate and got the meta glasses that do all that. I don't think it would have
Yeah.
been that bad. And just the flight to get to Paris, I feel would have been easier out of all the stops to get to. Like London and Paris, I think would have been the easiest for any of us to fly to, just because they're
Hmm.
hubs. It's not a long ass flight. But the thrill of being able to go all the way to Australia, knowing that my ass probably ain't getting to Australia anytime soon, just
No.
because it's
Yeah.
so far a flight to get out there, right? To get out to that part of the world, it's damn near 2 days. Not 2 days, but damn near 24 hours.
Yeah. The
So
land of wonder. Yeah.
to get to do that, I think would have been fun to also do that and cheer our team on would have been badass. But I think it would have been Paris for me.
Okay. Well, like you said, in 2016, we did a day trip to Paris, and like you said, I did enjoy it. Um, so you got me thinking Paris would have been nice as well. But has anybody played in Germany? Has an NFL team played
Oh
in
yeah.
Germany?
Yeah, the NFL has played in Germany. I know that for a fact because we were supposed to
Okay.
play there a couple of years ago, and we've talked about it on the pod before, but the rumor was the NFL changed the schedule because Jon Allen, for those that don't remember, he was a former defensive tackle that played for the team. He plays for the Vikings now, actually might get released, who knows.
Yeah, not
But
anymore. Yeah.
he did a Ask Me Anything on his Twitter account. And I could be wrong here, but the question was if he could do dinner with three people, who would he do dinner with? And one of his responses was Hitler, that he wanted to do dinner with Adolf Hitler. And the internet went crazy. And his explanation why was he was big into military strategy and I think just strategy in general and kind of wanted to understand that. And this has happened a long time ago. So I could be getting some of the story wrong, but that was what
Hmm.
happened. And the rumor was we were slated to go play there. The NFL immediately just scratched us out and sent a different team there. So we never got that chance. And we hadn't actually played overseas for damn near 10 years since the first time we were out. And I don't know if it's because John screwed it up, but that's what everyone was talking about.
I like to believe that that would not have stopped us from playing because once the young man. Now, if he just said Hitler, then that's okay. But he expounded and said why he wanted to, and there's a big part of me who understands because I don't take this the wrong way, but I love World War II stuff. I mean, I don't like what happened, obviously, at World War II, but when you look back at World War II, which wasn't that long ago, some of the technology that came out from World War II, we are still using today, and it was just a cutting edge war. And on one aspect, I understand what the young man was saying because when you really study World War II, hey, the man he made a lot of uh, cutting edge choices, and then I mean, obviously, what we know what happened, but as far as military is concerned, I do understand that. So there's just I got World War II movies on right now that I watch. So it was just something that I look at as far as excuse me, I look as far as going there. And one of the things that I am going to do, I am going to actually, while we're there, I'm going to go to Poland because I want to go visit Auschwitz. It's not something that's on everybody's bucket list, but it's because I am a World War II guy. I want to go there, and
Yeah.
if I could go to where the landing was, I'd go there too. But there's not only so much time in the day. But I said if I ever got back on that part of town, in that world, excuse me, that this is something that I would do, and so I'm going to do it.
And what John actually said was if he could have dinner with three historical figures, who would it be? One was John F. Kennedy because he found his presidency and assassination interesting. I don't know what Kennedy's going to say about the assassination. The guy died, so he doesn't really have too much to know about that. But Lee Harvey Oswald, because he was curious about the assassination and Oswald's motivation, and he said he wanted to understand what Hitler was thinking. And
Hmm.
that is kind of what sparked the controversy and a bunch of online backlash. And this was back in 2022, right? And I mean, I get it. I guess there's just some things that you just don't touch. But for people that are interested in that kind of history, like military history, whatever it
Yeah,
may be,
I
I
am. Yeah.
I completely get that, right? I mean, I know people that have been to Japan and they wanted to go to the locations that, where my family's from the Philippines, right?
Hmm.
So they wanted to go to some different spots where Douglas MacArthur was there in the Philippines and had some like famous speech. And it was just kind of a historic spot for them to go to and go visit. And I just remember they had the best pineapples I've ever had in my life because it was on a Del Monte pineapple farm, but apparently it was also known for more than that. But
I'm sure it was. So yeah, I would love to go to visit the beaches of Normandy. I really would. I mean, but it's one of those things.
well, since we're going to London, I know a lot of us are planning on making it a just kind of a home base, if you will. Because last time you did the trip with SB Events, you guys went to Barcelona and took the train there. I know you've got a trip planned right now. At least I think when you and I were chatting, I think half
Yeah.
of the trip is already filled up.
We're like three-fourths now. It's filled up. So
Damn.
yeah, and that's just deposits. Obviously, what's going to happen is once people find out the exact date, they may have some entanglements as far as their travel dates, current travel dates that they already have going on. So some people will get a refund and back out of it, but then that'll just make more space for everybody else who wants to come once they actually see the dates. And that's what I'm waiting on with bated breath, the actual dates of the trip, because uh, once that happens, we're going to take off. And right now, as Ted said, I am still accepting deposits. They're $300 a person. Um,
Well, that's
and
nothing.
no, that $300 a person that reserves your spot. It doesn't have anything to do with your airfare. I have so many requests of first class, business class. I'm like, well, guys, that's not what this is about right now. This is just to reserve your spot on the trip so that we can get an idea of what we're working with and to be
Yeah.
able to get your name on the list.
That's awesome. So I'm looking at the website sbevents.net and I'm seeing here people can make a payment, credit card or Zelle. So it's refundable until the date the games become available. So that's great, man, because a lot of people were asking, hey, they want to make sure they can get on board this time and they missed out last time. And
Hmm.
there is another rumor. This is all speculation.
Yeah.
We all thought that Rally and I thought we were playing in London based upon the people we talked to. Right. And turns out we're playing in London. The same people that I talked to, there's a rumor floating around that we are not playing one, but we are potentially playing two games in London. And before anybody says anything, the 49ers, guess what? They're playing one game in Australia and they're playing another game in Mexico City. The Australia game, they're the road team to the Rams. The Mexico City game, they're the home team, and the opponent is TBD. So the Jaguars are getting, I think it's 3 games in London. We play the
I think four.
Jaguars, four
I think
games. Okay.
four.
We play the Jaguars as the road team this year. So the rumor is we could be playing as the home team against somebody and then as the road team against Jacksonville. On top of that, we do play the 49ers this year in San
Hmm.
Fran, which means we could be playing them in Mexico City. On top of that, the Cowboys are playing in Rio. And
Yeah.
guess what? We play Dallas every year on the road. And for those saying they wouldn't do a division game on the road, I just said the Niners are playing the Rams division in Australia. The NFL don't give a damn if it's a division or not.
Not only that, the 49ers, if I'm not mistaken, played the Cardinals in
Yeah, in the
their division.
past. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was overseas. So
Yeah.
don't say it can't happen.
So there is a chance that we could play 2 games. I personally, if we do the 2 game bit, I'd rather both be in London. I don't want to have to do a trip to London and then another trip to Rio or another trip to Mexico City. And I know you're saying, hey, you don't have to go. I get it, guys. You don't have to go. I gotta go. Right? It's like if if we're playing overseas, like I'm going. So
What
it's just
what what
God
what what
willing.
what do I always say? Hey, brother, we can play on the moon. I'll figure out a way to get there. If I got a mortgage of the house, I'm going to the moon.
So I started a new job. I talked about in the last pod. I'm 4 weeks in,
Hmm.
and I'm at the National Harbor. I'm at the Gaylord at this event. I'm dressed up in basically a suit, right? Walking around, shaking hands, waving, talking to people, and a couple people just they're staring at me the entire time. I'm thinking, all right, I got a bug. Like, what's going on here? Made sure it wasn't anything like that. Freaking people recognize me as Tailgate Ted, and I had my government name on my name tag, which ain't Ted. So I was, and then they're asking me, and then it turned into, did you hear we're going to London? You gonna go? Like, of course I'm going to London. Right?
Is
Wherever
my
we
name
play,
Ted?
yeah, whatever's happening. If I'm breathing, I am going.
Yeah.
So I get for those, it's some people aren't sure. Some people say, oh, we went to London in 2016, blah, blah, blah. We've never been the home team for this event. To me, being the home team makes it that much more special.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to experience that. It's going to be a completely different stadium. We played at Wembley last time. This is going to be at Tottenham at the Hotspur Stadium, which is a newer stadium than Wembley when we were there. And a lot of people are giving me a hard time. I was complaining, saying I'm packing my Old Bay. I'm sorry. I get that there's good food in London, right? But English food sucks.
It's bland.
All right. You have
Yeah.
a dish called mushy peas, right? Bangers and mashed fish and chips. It's just Indian food
Fingers
over
and
there is
mash.
good, right? But English food, I'm not exactly excited for.
Yeah, it can be a little bland, and you gotta doctor it up. I mean, it's like sometimes just imagine your relatives who may have come over for Thanksgiving or something, or prepared a dish, and you're like, I'm not used to that being this way, and you got to doctor it up a little bit. So that's all. That's all. But I can tell you one thing: if you're hungry, you're gonna eat it.
Oh yeah, I mean, after all the beers that we were drinking at the pubs and everything else, I mean, what was your favorite moment from the London trip last time?
Well, when we went to London the last time, it was during Halloween,
Yeah, it
and
was right before.
just yeah, right before Halloween. And matter of fact, that Saturday they treated it for all the Halloween parties, and just seeing the people welcoming us, you know, that was just amazing because it was my first time ever going there and I didn't know what to expect. And they treated me as if I lived there, basically. It was just a good vibe. So, and I enjoyed just trolling around the city, riding the tube, if you will. By the way, it's very easy to read. And if by chance you can't read it, the customer service guys are there to help you, and they will help you. They'll tell you exactly what to do. But it's very easy to read. It's almost like DC's Metro. It's so easy to read.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, just the mere fact that the people were so nice, man. I really enjoyed that. I really did. And just seeing everything that I could see in that week's time.
Yeah, and I think we're going to have more burgundy and gold show up to London just because it's easier to get to. I think it's going to be a cheaper trip. I don't think the game tickets are going to be as pricey as the tickets for Madrid just because the NFL plays so many games in London
Hmm.
and we're going to be the home team. So it's going to be easier for us to get tickets. Everything we had to deal with last time was because the Dolphins were the home team and the allotment that Washington got was just a lot less. So I'm looking forward to whatever rally the team puts on. And
Oh, I can't
I'm
wait.
going to say this time, maybe don't book your trip to wherever you like. If you plan on taking a day trip to Paris, maybe do that like a different day this time. I know you booked it way in advance before you actually knew when the team rally was going to happen. I got to believe our rally is going to be on a Saturday, not a Friday this time.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I'm
you
I'm
could be
going to
there.
agree with you on that. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that because I will be there. Make no bones about it.
But if we get to be there for 2 weeks, it's going to be a interesting time, man.
Oh,
But I can't wait. And it's cool to see the Burgundy Gold abroad. There were so many people that we kept in touch with that actually live in Europe, in London. I know a bunch of the guys that do a podcast out there, a bunch of the Commanders fans, and they're kind of bummed out because for them it's a home game, but now they get to actually show us around their town. So that's also the other thing I'm excited to be next to is we've got a bunch of listeners from the UK to the pod and seeing them and running into them out there and being in their hometown.
well, I got to say this, and I got to put that out there. Commanders management, if you're listening, please do not have the rally at the pub that we had it at last time.
Banneker Boy is what it was last time.
Banneker Boy. Nothing. I got nothing against Banneker Boy, but it was just too small. I need you guys to listen to this with your ears open, please. We need to be in a location that can house 1,000 people. Whatever the largest venue is, I know you guys are thinking about it, looking at it. Reserve it. Please do. Even if it means it's an outdoor venue with a huge tent or something, I don't know. But you got to have something that's huge because we had a rally in London because I'm sure a lot of the turnover wasn't there in 2016, but we had a rally in London and half of the fans couldn't get in.
I've got a video of so Barrel Boy and Banneker, it's still in existence.
Yes.
And I have a video because I was at the top of the stairs just videotaping the entire thing. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they trust me. We'll be talking about that with them to make sure. And Lee was around back then, so she
She
remembers.
was?
Oh yeah, she
Okay.
definitely was. She was
Okay.
around back then. Yeah, I mean, don't want to put everyone's names out there, but she's one of the longest tenured people that's still around, and I'm so happy that that's the case. But they remember how small, and the place wasn't small, it just couldn't handle us being there. And there's going to be so many more of us this time.
Hmm.
And I know that bars are going to be reaching out to you and me on socials to make sure that it gets back to the team. Because, yeah, the place has not grown. It honestly looks the exact same as when we were there back in 2016.
I can
So,
remember I was upstairs with you.
yeah,
It was you, me, Larry Michaels, LeVar Arrington, and
Cooley,
some other. Yeah,
Theismann.
cool, cool.
Yeah,
Yep, yep. And I remember going outside and the sidewalk, at least a quarter of a mile to a mile, had fans poured across on the sidewalk. for at least a quarter of a mile to a mile on the
And no one's
sidewalk.
leaving, right? So they're
Yeah.
just standing there. It's, one in, one out. No one's leaving the place. So I do feel bad for those people that got stuck out there, but we will make
It
sure that they get
yeah,
more people.
it got to a point where the people in line decided there was a bar owner that was like a half a block up. He says, "Why are you guys waiting in line? Come to my bar." And people started filtering to that bar about a half a block up. And so we actually did have a second rally at that bar, believe it or not.
I'm not surprised, man. It's what's one thing is right. The Burgundy Eagle represents, and that's the other reason why rumors are that because we represented so well in Madrid as the away team, that they would actually have us doing two games because the Jags play there a ton, and they're not getting a ton of their fans to go, even though they were on the playoffs this past year. It's not a novelty for their fans anymore. It's kind of par for the course because they play so many games overseas. For
Right.
us, even though we just did it last year, it is still newer. And like you and I are saying, we're going to be there no matter what. If we're breathing, right? A lot of the fan base is going to do the exact same thing. So it's going to be fun, and I cannot wait for that date to come out because I plan on immediately. I told Mrs. Tailgate, we're taking 2 weeks off, right? I don't know how you're going to do it, but I'm going to be there for both games. I'd love you to be there for both games, but we're taking 2 weeks off. If you can only go for 8 days, so you're there for one game and then we vacation and then you have to leave after the next game. But we're going to be there, so we'll figure that out because I just need to block those dates off. And I know a lot of your people putting deposits down are curious. All right, when's this going to be? And someone posted in the chat. He asked Chat GPT and a bunch of other AI models based upon past London games and the Premier League and Champions League soccer schedules. They're guessing it's going to be in the middle of October. Last time we were there, we just mentioned earlier, it was right before Halloween. So just plan on it being around that October timeframe.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that. Um, See, I'm hearing that we wouldn't play two games, but once again, no one knows. And I got a bone to pick. Once again, every year that we come out with these international games, I have a bone to pick. And I say that because I feel that the NFL does their fans a disservice. You guys already know what the date is of the game. You know what it is. Well, in 2016, when we played in London, the beautiful thing was in December of 2015, we knew what the dates were. And I remember accepting deposits, or not, but your first payment was in January because you gave us the date. International games, give us the dates because you want your fans to go, and we're going to go, but do you want your fans to kill themselves to go? Give us a little more leeway to be able to save up. And where have we heard this from? These PSLs that are coming down. We haven't forgot about that. We haven't forgot about it. So come on, guys, help us help you. You have a thriving fan base that wants to go and wants to support the team. Make it easy on them. And that goes for anybody as far as the international games are concerned. In-state games, okay, you can hold that till May. That's not a problem. But anything that's going to cost it upwards in $4,000, $5,000. Because I've seen some packages already out there that said possibly $5,000, and I'm like, whoa. Give your fans something to be able to save up for, to be able to put money down. The sooner that you can do it, the better, because you're going to have more fan base there to help support. So that's my only bone that I have to pick. Just go ahead and
Yeah.
give the date up. Give the date up.
And I don't think that's changing anytime soon because the NFL likes to just trickle stuff out
Yeah.
when they've got nothing happening. Like right now, the combine's happening. So they don't need to really start announcing. And people are gonna say, hey, Ted, this came out during the combine. But realistically, like people are focused on the combine, they're focused on the draft. So we started the pod by talking off like there's no sports going on right now that I care about, right? It's all right, hockey, basketball, whatever. Doesn't really matter to me because they've got 82 game seasons. So until it gets closer to playoffs, I just don't give a damn about it. The NFL's king, so they're just going to start leaking stuff out eventually. So that's why they never really kick it all off. But I did see hospitality packages through On Location. It's a third party company that is paying the NFL for this. They were taking deposits for
Mm-hmm.
the London games, right? And it kind of cracked me up because guess whose picture I'm seeing right now?
Whose picture you seeing?
Hog Farmer Jeff, and you got Hog Farmer Chris here. And I guarantee they ain't getting paid by On Location, but
They
they're
may
taking
be.
these.
They may be.
I highly doubt that. I mean, it's possible, man. Maybe they're doing something with them. But yeah, their packages I remember for Madrid were insane pricing wise,
Yeah,
right? And I know you had the most cost affordable packages, and the seats were great locations and everything else. So I'm telling people, if you guys are serious about doing it, and I'm not just saying this because of the podcast I do with Rally, he ain't giving me a cut on the back end, trust me. So it's because it was the best deal I saw out there. And a couple of those ticket package companies came to me and asked me if I wanted to work with them. And once I saw what they were charging our fans, there's no way. There's no way I wanted to work with those guys and do anything because to me, I want the fan base to be there no matter what. And I don't want them getting price gouged in there. And all I'm going to say is we know it's going to be a couple $1,000s for a trip. Just depends on what you want to make it, right? You can sit in the nosebleeds, you can get an Airbnb, and you can just be there for a couple days. Jeff from B. Mitch Finley, I want to say he was in Madrid for 72 hours and was probably drunk for 48 of those, right?
I heard that story.
He
He was
threw
in
up
the
in the
hood,
alley.
apparently. He was in the
Yeah, I mean,
hood.
he was having a good time, and I'd say it to his face, "It's my boy." But you don't have to go crazy. Just know, set aside money now if you guys plan on going. And damn, man, you brought up PSLs, which scares. I just bought a brand new car because I paid off the
Oh,
last car, and I'll
okay.
tell you what I bought off mic.
All
But
right.
I'm traveling with the new job, and the old car isn't as reliable. So I wanted something where I'm not going to get stuck on the highway.
Definitely.
So I'm telling Mrs. Tailgate, like, do we buy the new car? Because PSLs are coming. And this car payment's basically a PSL payment. All right. What do we do here? She's like, no, just buy the car. And then now I'm thinking, damn, okay. The PSLs might make me I'm not going to reconsider potentially 2 international trips, but it's going to make it a lot tighter. And I really wanted to go to Tennessee this year for the game in Nashville that we're playing. I might have to scratch that one off the list if we are going to be overseas for a little longer than I'm hoping.
Yeah. I mean, brother, it's in the back of my head. It really is
Oh, you're at all
because
of them, right? You go to every
yeah,
single game. So it's
yeah.
just
But once
adding.
again, that's going to take a curve too. I mean, that's just how it is, bro. So, and that goes back to what I'm just saying. NFL, you guys already know the dates. Help your international travelers out by coming out with those dates. I don't know why you came out with it in 2016 or 2015 when the Commanders played the Bengals, but you did. You had the
Yeah.
date. You came out with a date, and everybody could start planning, and it was perfect. But holding on, why? Why? There's no reason for it. Tell us so that we can get you the money because ultimately you got some fans who aren't as blessed, if you will, as everybody who needs more time. And you can say, well, just start putting money aside. Well, a lot of people just don't have the fortitude to be able to save it like that. But they see it in front of them. Hey, my payment is hypothetically $200 a month. Okay, I know that I got to put $200 a month down. And some people can't, as my mom would say, that money's burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah.
That money's burning a hole. And so if you see it, you're going to spend it. So that's all. And that's the last I'll say about it. But I'm looking forward to seeing the date. And I honestly believe that we will get the date after the draft. I believe once the draft, a couple days after the draft, we'll get the dates for the overseas trips.
I mean, imagine being a Niners fan, right? This is a tweet from Adam Schefter. The Niners are going to travel over 38,000 miles this season, just with who they're playing on their schedule normally, and then having to go to Australia and Mexico City, right? They got to go
Hmm.
to Atlanta, they got to go to New York. So the rally captain version for the 49ers is going to be getting a ton of freaking flyer miles right now. Because, I mean, if just think of a diehard Niners fan like us. You're going to want to be at both of those spots.
Oh yeah.
And yes, it's going to be easier to go to Australia from San Francisco if you live out there. So I get that. That's not lost on me. It's just a lot of travel that you have to do. And I remember, I think a couple of years ago, we had so many just travel dates and trips that weren't beneficial to us because it was short weeks that were constantly happening. So I'll be
Hmm.
curious to see how they concoct this because I don't envy the people that make up the schedule, right? I know the guy that does the schedule for Capital One Arena. He's a good friend of mine. He does the schedule for the Wizards and the Capitals and all the concerts and all the events there. Right? I was just thinking the DC Defenders. They're the defending champions of it's the USFL, right? And they are starting on the road for 3 weeks. I don't know why. You would think that you get to raise a banner and get your championship rings or whatever it may be for the first home game of the season, but they're not doing it until week 3. So there's got to be some rhyme or reason to it. But the NFL will get that to us eventually. One thing that they didn't want to get out was the NFL sued the NFLPA for the team report cards. Did you hear about that story?
No, I didn't hear that.
So the NFL owners sued the PA because of these report cards that came out. And those that might remember, right, Josh Harris got an F minus because
Yeah.
basically it was report cards that he inherited from Dan Snyder still being the owner, right?
Hmm.
Treatment of families, home field, team travel, food dining, nutritionist, locker room, training staff, weight room, strength coaches, position coaches, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, head coach, general manager, and team ownership. Right. So the NFL won the lawsuit.
Mm.
Somehow the grades still got out. So this came out last week. Guess what our lowest grade is in this report?
Is it a B?
B minus. Right.
Yeah, that's
We
a B.
had a amen. C's get degrees, man. But
That's
no,
right.
a B is a B. So we had a ton of F's prior to Josh Harris taking over. And I have seen the improvements out at the park. We've all seen the improvements out at the stadium, right? And treatment of families, B plus. And we get new listeners all the time. There's a story I told where it was Nick Sundberg's wife was talking to Mrs. Snyder, and I think
Hmm.
this was actually in the Washington Post about how they didn't have a changing station for the family's bathrooms, right? The team itself at the stadium, there was no changing station for one of the team's players' wives to change their child. So I'm almost positive they changed them in the stands with someone blocking people's view, right? It's just stuff like that that's embarrassing.
Not good. Yeah, not good.
And you can pay people all you want, but players got to look at these grades, right? If you treat my family horribly, if my dining is bad, like the locker room is horrible, everything is equal, do people want to go there? I got to think it would affect my decision, right? If I actually want to go play for that team or not, because that to me shows you how much you care about your employees and your staff. Good news is, I think we were the third highest graded out of that report card.
That's good stuff. Third highest.
Yeah, third highest graded. The Steelers ranked as the worst organization in the NFL, according to the report card. Players report that
Wow.
the locker room has only 5 bathroom stalls for the entire team. So, I mean, 5 bathroom stalls
Is it
for,
is it just because that stadium is so old? I mean, come on, man.
there's got to be, it's just, I don't know, man. There are other stadiums. Lambeau's got to have more than 5 bathrooms, right? I just think that's being lazy, right? Not wanting to just invest money inside it. So who knows? But I'm just glad to see that Harris is putting his money where his mouth is, right? The
Definitely.
Chicago Bears, for their treatment of families, got a C plus, right? So we're all NFL teams ranked. Let's see here. This is a report. Yeah, we were up there. Dallas coach got an A minus, owner got a B. I think that's kind of funny. I think people are just kind of scared. Arizona's owner got an F, right? He's actually the only owner on here that got an F. I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought Cleveland would have gave their owner an F. Treatment of
Hmm.
families, Cincinnati, F minus, right? Pittsburgh, treatment of families, F, right? So I'm just, happy that they're putting investments into these things. And I am happy the grades came out. I do think it was BS that the ownership sued the PA and didn't let it get out. And somehow it still made it through.
Well, speaking of, ownership and everything new and old and things of that nature, have they finally finished taking everything down from the old RFK site? I know you live around that area or close by. Uh, what can you tell us about that, Ted?
You can't see it, man. It's gone, right? There is no more skeleton, no more bones to that thing. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they've actually started digging or building anything, but I was in a meeting with the National Planning Commission. I can't remember if we actually talked about that on the last pod, just going back and looking at the notes. No, we didn't actually talk about it.
No.
I was invited. Well, anybody can go to these meetings, right? I went to the meeting because I wanted to make sure that I'm up to speed with everything that's happening, A, in the city, because I'm a DC resident, and B, what's going on with the team, right? And if I needed to talk to anybody. So I did a couple interviews with NBC and CBS and ABC after the fact. The Commanders came out with this report and basically pitch, if you will, for the RFK campus. Then it has to go to the National Capital Planning Commission and they vote on it. They do their own research and everything else. There's a board, and I want to say maybe there were more than 10 people. Each person goes through and gives their opinion and votes yay or nay. It
Mm-hmm.
passed unanimously, right? The first iteration went through. So good news is everything is on the right track. And a couple of things that they were curious about was how do you clean that roof because of the ceiling pitch is kind of a dip, so you can
Mm-hmm.
look through. They said we've already thought about that. It's not a worry. There'll be access ways for people to get up there. One guy thought that was interesting. Asked, "Where's the ugly side of the stadium going to be?" Because if you look at all the renderings, right? If you drive past Northwest now, there's a loading dock. You can tell where it is. They're
Yeah.
saying there's no ugly side of this stadium, right? All that stuff is
Everything's
going
gonna
to
be
be
internal. Yeah.
underground, internal,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just the way SoFi is and all these other stadiums are. So I just seeing some of the renderings and everything behind the scenes, it's exciting, man. And I know that there are some people that they're all frustrated about the whole tailgating thing. One thing I brought up during this, and team officials were there, architect officials were there, was the parking garages, communal grills, communal griddle space, have natural gas lines, propane lines put up top there. And just like you go out to Merriweather now, you ever go to a concert out at Merriweather back in the day?
Yeah.
Used to
Mm-hmm.
all be just a big, massive field.
Right.
That's all changed, right? They've
Oh,
got so many shops out there, so many stores out there and restaurants now. Those fields are pretty much gone. So you're parking
wow.
in parking garages. People are
Okay,
still
wait a minute.
tailgating in the parking garages,
Okay.
right? So what I was telling them is we're going to have these garages, put the spots up top where people can cook their food, whatever else, bring up their plate of burgers, bring it back downstairs. And the way it is it's basically open air through the garage and you're just tailgating by your car, right? It's not what we're going to have, what we're used to, but it's to me, it's a happy medium where we can still have that camaraderie and still that fun experience with everybody there. And it's just a different way of doing it.
Okay, so my other question is we always see the photo shoot of the gold shovels and the hard hats. Is that when they actually start the construction process, or
Yeah.
have they already done that?
They haven't done that yet. That is
Okay.
not done yet. Because when that happens, best believe I will make sure my ass is there somehow, whether I'm just photobombing the mayor and figuring it out. But no, that hasn't happened yet. So I've,
Because I would imagine that Magic, the Harris group, everybody will be there with their hard hats and the gold shovels and putting their shovels in the ground. So I'm with you on that. I need to be there for that.
yeah, the groundbreaking date hasn't been announced yet. I mean, it's supposed to happen this year, right? 2026. They're saying Right? The demolition should be done by the middle of the year, but they're still clearing stuff. And I know a lot of people don't care about this. 90% of what they demolished and removed never hit a landfill. They're able to recycle all that stuff. So to me,
Mhm.
that's just impressive considering how old that stadium was. And the fact that they didn't want to blow the stadium up or implode it because of all the asbestos inside the
Mhm.
stadium and everything there. So I'm just excited to see that this is happening. And you reminded me, I got to reach back out to them about these PSLs because that is we know about London, right? We don't know the dates yet, but we know about that. Now, next big thing is tell me how much this PSL is going to kill me, right? Give me some kind of idea so I can start setting aside that money because between that and the car payment and the international trip, I might have to get a second job.
Become a pickleball instructor.
There's actually a course I saw coming up at the end of the month for me to get certified. So maybe I can do that. Or
Hey, man, do what you love, brother. Do what you love and make money from it. So come on, man, because I don't want to hear any excuses. If I got to get a second and third job, so are
yeah.
you, man.
Well, I mean, the team just saved some money by getting rid of Biotis. So maybe they can sprinkle some of that cheddar that they're not paying him this year. And I was shocked, man. I mean, he's
Yeah,
doing chunky soup commercials with Jaden, right?
yeah.
I thought our offensive line played the best it's played in a while. And then all of a sudden this past week, they just cut Tyler. And
So what does that tell you?
we don't know what they're doing, right? They've got a different plan over there. I don't see us drafting an offensive lineman again in round one. But today they did extend Nick Allegretti, I think 2 years, $22 million. Nick was a backup or a starting guard. They got moved to backup guard, right? He lost his job, but he's plays guard and center. Are they going to make him center? I don't know. I'm not too sure what they're planning on there. I looked at his PFF numbers, and I think Biotis missed the last game of the season against the Eagles. Allegretti played. He got a 49.1 grade, right? Not exactly the best. So we do have a ton of money, salary cap wise. They just
Mhm.
told Marshawn Lattimore that he's not coming back. He was never coming back.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but okay. We knew, yeah, we knew as fans knew that he wasn't coming
Yeah.
back. They just made it official.
I mean, some people got mad at me. I said Stevie Wonder knew that he wasn't coming back. Right. You could see this from a mile away. Right. We're releasing Lattimore. And this has nothing to do with him getting pulled over and all of the stuff
No,
going on. This is the fact
yeah,
that
it's poor
he just never
performance.
lived up to the hype. Right. We
Yeah.
made that trade, and I am happy that they did that trade. Right. They went all in Jaden's rookie year to try and bring in and shore up the defense because we were lacking at that spot. Right. And in hindsight, it didn't work out, but you still had to go for it because if it didn't work out, hey, we'd be singing a different tune. But
Hmm.
they're doing the combine. Like I think B Mitch calls it the underwear Olympics. Right. Have you watched any of it?
I have not. I've been too busy, man.
Yeah, I haven't. I've never been a big college football guy just because I'm so busy with getting the tailgate ready, on Friday and Saturday. Mrs. Tailgate will get pissed if now I'm watching college football all day and then, the Commanders and everything else. So I never really got into college football, but I haven't really watched any of the combine. Like you, I hear about everyone talking about it on Sports Talk.
Hmm.
But from your perspective, obviously we got the seventh pick. We need a lot of picks.
Hmm.
If trading back is not on the table, do you want to go offense or do you want to go defense?
We just have so many needs on both sides of the ball, man. I just I gotta always go with best player available. So if the best player that we can get is on offense, then so be it. Whoever that person is, get him. Um, if it's a defensive player, whatever our need is, best player. So I think that's what you need to do, and then continue to build. And who knows what's going to happen in free agency. So you need somebody in college who is ready to shred the college uniform and basically step into the professional uniform and without missing a beat. That's what you need. I mean, obviously there's going to be a slight curve, but you need someone who's balls to the wall ready.
Yeah, I hear you. And still didn't give me an answer. Offense or defense? Best player available.
Best player available.
I get it. And to me, right, defense, we were 32nd in total defensive yards allowed. Right, we gave up 384 yards a game last year.
Mm-hmm.
Offense, we were 22nd in yards a game, 318. Right, we I think scored 20 points a game. Really drastic drop from where we were the year prior with Cliff and Jaden's first year and everything else. And, a big part of that's Jaden being hurt. A lot of fans are going insane about Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame. Dude ran a 4.3 40, right? They're saying him in the backfield with Jaden would just be a freaking crazy 1-2 combo. And I get that. I understand that. I've got an issue with drafting a running back that high where our defense has been so bad, right? We haven't had a defensive lineman, like a true just game-changing person at that position. And I don't even know how long. I wouldn't even call Kerrigan a game changer, and he's our sack leader for this team.
So defense it is for you then.
I think.
So what happens if the defensive player is the best player on the board at the time?
If the offensive player is the best player, you mean?
No. If defense.
Then I want a defensive guy. Right.
And that goes to what I was saying. The best player at that time who you can get. So if he's an offensive player or a defensive player, and I get you, we need defense. And it could be a situation where you might be able to trade back and get another 2 defensive guys. I don't know. But if it can be done, give me the best of the best so that we can build around it.
Yeah. Some people are raving about Sonny Styles, a linebacker from Ohio. I don't know if he's going to make it there. Grant, I would rather we trade back. Right? I'd rather we get some more picks because, like you said earlier, we got so many holes and so many things to fill, and I don't know what they're going to do. Good news is the salary cap went up, I think, another $20 million, if I'm not mistaken. So that is even $22 million. It's going up. So that's just even more money we're going to have. Now that they just announced that they're letting go of Lattimore, that's even more money that's coming off the books. Restructuring Biotis. They did say, and this is actually, you know what Adam Peters had to say about Laramie Tunsil, because to me, he is the biggest player we need to worry about this offseason that's actually on the roster.
Adam, you talked about how important Laramie Tunsil is.
Yeah.
How important is it to get that done before the new league year?
I don't want to put a timeline on it, JP, but it is really important for us, and we've been having talks, and we've been having good and productive talks with Laramie and his team, and we're as motivated as ever to get that done, but I don't want to put a timeline on it. Obviously, I don't think either side wants to drag it on, but I don't think the league year is anything that's going to be a deadline of sorts.
There was another clip. The audio was horrible, but there was another clip of Peter saying how Tunsil is under contract. That comment scared me because last season, we all remember, Terry was also under contract, right? So negotiations did not go how anyone had hoped. And some fans blame Terry holding out for the season being bad and Terry's injuries, right? And I'm not saying that Laramie's going to do that, but if Peters takes the same negotiation tactic with Tunsil that he did with Terry, I just think that Tunsil's the type of player that's going to play hardball and just not show up, right? And Tunsil is his own agent, according to those out there.
Well, one thing that we don't want to be is Jerry Jones 2.0. We can't afford to do that. All right. Obviously, they haven't been able to afford to do it either, and the situation that they're in. But it's time to go ahead and pay the piper. And I know that teams don't always want to do that, but who else you got? What else do you plan on doing? And we need to be firing on all cylinders when this thing pops off. Not get somebody, well, we wish we would have the time. There's no more time for wishing, what do they say? Hoping, because that's not a strategy. That's not a game plan, that's a strategy. So, it's time to make something happen. And now I'm not saying go bankrupt doing it, but be responsible, be smart about it. And I'm sure that guys are going to come available who we can get, but sure up that Tunsil thing. And do we know what Wagner's going to do? We still don't know about it.
He basically said that he wasn't thinking about retiring, right? You were there for his Man of the Year speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's speculation that he is going to come back, right? I don't remember if Bobby is under contract still. And
I don't believe so.
I don't think he is. I think Bobby is a free agent. And does he come back? Hey, I mean, I'm fine if he does, but to me, he can't play every down. Yeah, he's a UFA. So Bobby's not under contract. He's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants to go, right? Von Miller was talking to the Sports Junkies about how much he loved it here. And then he did an interview with another station about how he wouldn't mind going back to Denver, right? Just because they were, obviously in the Super Bowl or had a chance to go to the Super Bowl and everything else. So I don't know if Bobby wants to play for us again, just to be with DQ and everything, or go to an actual contender and maybe go to New England, whoever may, it may be on that end. Who knows? I mean, Zach Ertz said he wasn't at the point of, hanging up the cleats.
Yeah, he's not done.
So legal tampering, which is to me so stupid, but the legal tampering window starts next week, March 9th. So teams can start talking and negotiating with players, but you can't actually sign contracts. Contracts can't actually be signed until March 11th. So I think we'll know what we're going to do in the draft come let's just say March 15th, March 17th timeframe, because the first wave of the big free agents will have already happened. And we'll know, did the team make a move to maybe bring in some defensive players, which would then let them draft Jeremiah Love at running back. And there are those out there saying, hey, we have Bill. We don't need Jeremiah Love. I'm sorry. But Bill's down here, right? Bill's ceiling is here. Love's floor, for those not watching on YouTube, is basically where Bill's ceiling is. Meaning Love's ceiling is so much higher than Bill's. Man, the kid can do it all. He can block. He can freaking run the ball, obviously. He can catch a thing out the backfield. He had 40 touchdowns in 2 years at Notre Dame. So that is the only reason why part of me, if he is the best player available and we shore up the defense in free agency, I'm good with us taking him, because he could give the defense a time to take a break, catch their breath. Maybe we get more than 3 and out. He gives us that home run hitter. I don't get that from Bill. And I don't know what's going to happen with C-Rod. The team has just never really ridden him as their workhorse. And we talk about Jaden being Superman, right? He doesn't have to be Superman if we have Love beside him, potentially. So maybe that 1-2 combo could help us out. But what are we going to do in free agency? That, to me, is the big question.
Well, we've got just a short time to figure it out. Because it's knocking on the door, bro.
It is.
Knocking on the door.
It's right around the freaking corner.
Yeah.
And I know it's not actually sports or anything, but it is nice that we are still getting some football at this point.
Well, speaking of football and obviously the upcoming cost of travel, have you made your mind up whether you're going to the draft or not?
No, I think I'm skipping the draft.
Okay.
Just going to Pittsburgh to only have that many picks doesn't sound as fun to me at this point. You going?
I'm planning on it. I'm planning on it.
All right. Well, maybe if you have like a pull-out roll-away bed and I can like stow away or something, but we'll have to see.
Everything's refundable. How about that?
Speaking of, so are your deposits for the London trip. So those of you that don't know, what's going on and what we're playing yet, you can still get your deposit down with Rally. What, $300?
$300. That's
And get
saves your
that thing
spot.
back.
Yep. And so, and just to expound a little bit more on that. So for everybody that's saying, hey, I don't know as far as my travel dates because I have other things, I don't want any type of conflict. Once the dates come out, you've got 24 hours to look at your schedule and to contact me to get your money back. After that 24-hour period, you're on, or it's non-refundable. So that's plenty of time to let me know that there's going to be a conflict once the schedule comes out, those dates come out.
Makes sense to me, man. I mean, if you're a listener to this podcast, you're a diehard fan of the team, you guys will know the second the dates come out, right? So it's not a bad deal at all. And I can't wait to see everybody in London eating some fish and chips with whatever Old Bay I'm going to have stashed with me. And we'll just go from there.
Scrambled eggs and beans.
Yeah, see, that just sucks, man. I don't know. Like, an English breakfast does not sound appealing to me. Like, I would rather go to Paris and whatever the hell they eat in Australia, but whatever. You know, I'll make do.
Get you a Vegemite sandwich. No.
I'll pass, man.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, hey, I heard the music playing in the background, which lets me know that we are bringing another episode of the DMV Mess Hall to a close, and we greatly appreciate you guys riding with us. Stay tuned, because as we get it, you guys will get it. So we greatly appreciate you listening, and tell a friend, have them hit the subscribe button so that we can build our ratings up and help you guys out, come up with more content. But hey, thanks for riding with us, and remember, you rep it hard or you don't rep it at all. Rally Captain and Tailgate Ted. We'll see you on the next one.